To get the best video quality out of your Go 2 and the most flexibility in editing, always shoot in Pro Video mode. This mode will give you flow state stabilization, which will make your footage smooth and steady. There is automatic horizon leveling, so your footage will always be straight. And in editing, you can choose any aspect ratio of your choice, so you can adapt your shot to a 9:16 format for Instagram stories or TikTok, or you can adapt it to a 16:9 format for YouTube. When you shoot in Pro Video mode, you can barrel roll your video 360 degrees in the Insta360 app. To do this, open your footage in the Album tab, scroll the timeline to where you want your barrel roll to begin, hold down your finger on the screen to create a keyframe, scroll to where you want your barrel roll to end, hold down your finger on the screen to create another keyframe. On this keyframe, swipe the slider all the way to the end, and when you play back your video, you will have the barrel roll effect. The highest quality video you can export from the Insta360 app is 1440p video. To do this, tap Export, tap the cogwheel next to Custom, select the highest resolution and bitrate, tap Save, go back and select Custom, and now your video will export in the highest video quality possible. The Go 2 is limited to 28 gigs of usable storage. If you record video using the high bitrate setting at 80 megabits per second, this will give you around 45 minutes of recording time. And if you record video using the standard bitrate setting at 60 megabits per second, this will give you around 60 minutes of recording time. So the high bitrate setting will give you a little bit better video quality, and the standard bitrate setting will give you 15 minutes more recording time. The quickest way to start recording Pro Video is to take the Go 2 out of the case and tap the action button once. To set this feature on your Go 2, connect your Go 2 to the Insta360 app, go to Settings, Button Settings, and change Quick Cap 1 to Pro Video mode. Sometimes it's very easy to make a mistake and turn on the Go 2 instead, or double tap the action button and activate another mode. So to prevent these mistakes, I change all the button settings to Pro Video mode, so no matter what state the Go 2 is in, whether it's on, off, a single or double tap of the action button, I will always activate Pro Video mode. On the original Insta360 Go, you can tap the action button, it will record 15 seconds of video, then the Go will stop recording and go to sleep automatically. You can do this on the Go 2 as well by setting the capture time. You can set the capture time to 15 seconds, so it's like the original Insta360 Go, but I prefer to set the capture time to 10 minutes. Then I can choose whether to stop the recording anytime during the 10 minutes, or I can let the Go 2 record 10 minutes of video, automatically stop recording and go to sleep. If you plan to do an activity with extreme motion, then I highly recommend you get the action mount adapter instead of using the magnetic mounts. Although the magnet is very strong, you don't want to risk the chance of shaking out your Go 2 from all the shocks and vibrations. You can get the action mount adapter from the Insta360 Go 2 mount adapter bundle. Always put your Go 2 back in the charging case after using it. This will start charging your Go 2 automatically, so it will top up the battery before your next use, and it will also keep your Go 2 protected. The Go 2 is a little tricky to take out the charging case. The easiest and safest way to pull the Go 2 out of the charging case is to put your index finger on top of the Go 2 lens, pinch the side of the charging case with your thumb and middle finger, pull your index finger away from the charging case, grab the side of the Go 2 with your thumb and middle finger, and that's it. ND filters are a little bit tricky to use with the Go 2. If you are going to do an activity which involves a lot of extreme motion, vibrations, shocks, and rotations, then flow state stabilization and horizon leveling is going to work really hard for you. For flow state stabilization and horizon leveling to work properly, your minimum shutter speed needs to be at least 16 times your frame rate. So for example, if you are filming at 30 frames per second, your minimum shutter speed should be 1/480th of a second. If your shutter speed is set below 1/480th of a second, then there's a really high chance you will see camera shake and micro jitters in your video. There are two ways to solve this problem. You can either have zero camera shake or zero motion blur. To get zero camera shake, you need to use a gimbal and turn off flow state stabilization and horizon leveling. Then you can use your ND filters to achieve the 180-degree rule and bring your shutter speed down to twice your frame rate instead of 16 times your frame rate. But since gimbals are dead these days, this is not an option. The second option is to achieve zero motion blur by not letting the shutter speed go below 1/480th of a second. Usually on a bright sunny day, the Go 2 will achieve perfect exposure at 1/2000th shutter speed. If you apply the lowest ND filter in the set, ND8, this will cut the shutter speed 3 times and give you a shutter speed of 1/240th of a second. This is below 1/480th of a second. So basically, the best solution to avoid camera shake and micro jitters is to not use any ND filters at all when you are doing activities with extreme motion. That's it for this video. Hit the like button if you learned something new, comment down below if you have a question, and subscribe for more Go-To tutorials in 360 seconds or less, and I'll see you in the next video.